I'm going to start with the first thing. Create your virtual network on Azure. So for that we need to log in on our Azure account. So here is my Azure account. I'll go to the network. If you scroll down the menu, you will see that there is a network. You go on the networks, then you create a virtual network here. So for that you need to click on new, select virtual network, click on quick create, name your virtual network whatever you want to give. Right now I am giving VNet cloud. Select the address space. I am giving 192.168 IP. Location, you can select location, so I am selecting Central India. And DNS servers, it's an optional thing. You can create your own DNS servers, that we'll talk about later. Click create virtual network. It will create you a virtual network for Azure. So it will take around 5 to 10 minutes to create the virtual network. So it's got created. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to configure it to the point to site. Why I'm doing this? Because I want to connect with this virtual machine from my machine which I am working from home. It's my home laptop. So I'll create a VPN client, and then I'll connect that Azure network, virtual network, from my home PC. So for that you need to configure point to site. Click on configure point to site, checkbox. Okay, now gateway is there, save. So this will take around 15 minutes to create your gateway. So meanwhile I'm going to pause the video and will come again when this is done. Okay, that is done. So our gateway is created. Now what we need is certificate. We need to create our certificates, a root certificate to upload to the Azure, and then the client certificate you can distribute those client certificates from and install it on the client machine from where you want to connect with to the virtual network. So for that I am going to create a self-signed root certificate, and then we'll upload that certificate to the Azure. So before that we come to the dashboard, and here we see that although we configured that point to site, but our gateway is not created. If you see that here it's saying your gateway is not created, so click on the create gateway. It will create the gateway. So meanwhile our gateway is getting created. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create self-signed certificate a root certificate, then I'll create a client certificate. Root certificate will upload to the Azure, and the the client certificate will distribute to the clients from where you want to connect to that VPN. So here is the command which you need to give. There is a make cert exe which comes with the Visual Studio or dot Windows SDK. So you need a Windows SDK to create that. Don't worry, I'll give that command in the description. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a root certificate with Neeraj root cert as a name. So this is the command. When you click on that, it will create a command in a directory. So that root command is created. Now we want to create a client certificate. So for this, the client also there is a command. The same make cert exe will create the client certificate also. So paste it, and this is done. So apart from creating this command and placing it to that directory, my client certificate is installed in a location which is current user personal certificates. So how we are going to get that? So we use a command called cert manager msc. Will run that, and we'll go locate that client certificate which is in my personal certificates. Here I have to search for Neeraj client certificate. So this is our certificate. Now we need to export it. Okay. If you want to distribute it some other system, we need to export it. Then export it like this. Next. Do not export the private key. We want to export the private key. So next select default. You can give a password also. So give a password. Next, select the location. And give that some name. Save. And finish. Export was successful. Now if you go and see there, you will get a client certificate here. And if you double click it, it will ask for installation. So click next, browse. Now when you are installing the certificate, you need a password what you have given there, because this certificate is already installed on my PC, so I don't need to install this certificate again. But if you are want to connect the same virtual network from some other machine, then you need to install this. So I am cancelling it, and let's see our Azure gateway is created or not. created. So this work is still going on. Azure is creating a gateway for your virtual network, and it takes about 15 minutes. You don't need your VPN. Our gateway is also created. Okay. So we will go and upload the certificate. Select the network. Dashboard. So it's saying that the root certificate has not been uploaded. And this virtual network is showing that there are 2 machines created under this network, and the IP address are 192.168.0.4 and 0.5. 1922 and 1.168 is the IP range we have selected here. When we created the virtual network, VNet Cloudera. So we are going to upload certificate. We have already created our certificate. So upload the root certificate. Down the file. We have azure certificate. This is the root certificate. We need to upload the root certificate, not the classico. So the root certificate is getting uploaded. Now it's uploaded. Look at the browser. It's saying everything is looking good. Now you have to download the VPN client. You can download the 64-bit client VPN package or download the 32-bit client VPN package. So based on your client machine, you can select which package you need to download. And to be sure, let's check your let's check the PC. Here, go to the properties. So it's saying Windows 8 Enterprise and 32-bit operating system. So we need 32-bit VPN client. So we are going to download this one. Download the VPN client package. This VPN package is downloaded. Yeah, double click on that. Go to the more info. Yes. Do you wish to install a VPN client for VNet Cloudera? Yes. And it will install the VPN client to your PC. Okay. Now our VPN client is installed. Check that. Here we will see that we have Cloudera. Click connect. And will authenticate you by the client certificate. Once you are connected, it will show VNet Cloudera connected. Now you can